Friday, July 23rd. The moon is in Capricorn, wee hours of the day, transiting into Aquarius, where we will have our full moon in Aquarius at 1 degree, 26 minutes at 11:37 p.m. again, Atlantic Standard Time. So needless to say, the moon is full. We are full. We are illuminating a lot of details within us and in our exterior realms that were currently hidden from us. We have a bigger picture. I want you to think about what the landscape looks like when you go out in the dark and the moon is bright in the sky. Everything looks a little bit mysterious. There are things that you see that you don't even see in the daylight. Okay, this is what a full moon does for us. It is a time where we get to gather all of the information, all the wisdom, all the experiences that we've gone through since the last full moon and since the new moon in Cancer just last week. This is where we reach a peak of the intensity and of the energy. I am going to recommend that you go ahead and you download your moon guide. I go super into detail, super into depth about what this moon actually means for you. I give you a mantra, I give you an activity to do under the full moon energy to make sure that you are aligned, taking advantage of all this energy has to offer. So with that being said, I just want to start out by saying that the sun in Leo, this is the first aspect that the sun is making in Leo, fresh in this new energy. The sun in Leo goes ahead and makes an aspect with Jupiter. This is going to be a tension point. It's not going to be a huge tension point because it is a minor aspect, but basically what I want to set the tone for you for today is the fact that what we're being illuminated to is the divide within us. What I want, what I need, what I'm passionate about, what I want to do for myself and my own individual path, and how that affects the greater, grander collective. My social responsibilities, what I feel the world wants me to do, what I feel my parents want me to do, my partner wants me to do. It's very much about me versus them, right? The individual versus the team, the collective, whatever the case may be. So right out of the gate, the sun in Leo really goes head to head with Jupiter and says, okay, I'm fresh into this energy. I want to get started. I want to make a change. I want to grow. I want to expand. I want to align with my heart space. What do I got to do here? And Jupiter is like, whoa, first of all, I appreciate your new energy. I want you to grow. I want you to expand, but you need to take a time out and gain some bearings here, because now is not the time to take action. Now is not the time to push forward. Now is the time to sit and observe all that is transpired and all that is being revealed. Well, this doesn't make the sun in Leo very happy. We have to understand that the sun is fire, Leo is fire. We're revved up, we're passionate, we want to make a change, we want to honor our heart space, we want to go after what it is that we want. And Jupiter wants us to slow the hell down. He's saying, you know what? There's a lot of growth, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of realizations that need to happen within you before you can go ahead and take action. The universe does not support you taking action at this time. So that kind of ticks the sun in Leo off just a tad. In this moment, Venus in Virgo goes head to head and makes an aspect with Pluto. Now, this is a good conversation for once. This is a good thing because Pluto is basically saying, listen, I heard how hard you were on yourself there yesterday. I heard all of the mean things that you said about yourself. I heard all of the criticisms that you cast upon yourself. And I got to ask you, do you feel good about that? And Venus in Virgo is like, well, no, I don't feel good about any of it. I can't believe that I abandoned my roles and my responsibilities for as long as I did. I can't believe that, I put what I wanted and having fun and being silly and going out drinking and partying. I can't believe that I put my heart's desires before my responsibilities. And now I'm embarrassed. I can't believe the mess that I've made. I can't believe, just all of the kerfuffle that I created by just wanting to have fun and throwing caution to the wind. And Pluto's like, listen, darling, that was absolutely necessary. You've been dealing with some heavy shit. You deserved a little bit of time to be a little bit crazy and throw caution to the wind. But that doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean that you're, a failure. That doesn't mean that you need to be embarrassed. What it means is that you honored your season. What it means is that you honored your cycle. What it means is that you honored the fact that it came to an end and now you are bossing up to the roles and responsibilities that you had neglected, and you were trying to make the right out of some wrongs. Pluto in this particular aspect is trying to show us where a certain death is needed to the self-judgment, the self-criticism that we give ourselves when, we had a little bit of fun and then reality comes back to bite us in our ass. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it again. It doesn't mean that we're a bad person for letting our hair down and following our heart and throwing caution to the wind. And it sure as hell doesn't mean that we need to continue that narrative, because that's not empowering at all. What Venus in Virgo is learning from Pluto right now, who is retrograde in Capricorn, is that, sometimes the system needs to be broken in order for us to rebuild it in a better way. Sometimes the narrative needs to run itself out before we can implement a new one. Sometimes we need to throw caution in the wind to see where it is that we're running away from the roles and responsibilities, so that when we come back to them, we can reevaluate whether or not we're still aligned and passionate about them. Sometimes we need to escape the responsibilities of our lives in order to see whether or not we even care about them anymore. And when we come back down into our bodies and we come back down into this reality check, that's when we reevaluate the system. We're in a full moon. There's new illuminations to be seen. There's new information and details to be revealed. So the moon in Capricorn does a lot here today. He harmonizes with Mars, really saying, okay, I got a plan. I've got a glimmer. I've got a new path forward. We're not really allowed to take action today, but let me tell you, in the next couple of days, I'm going to give you the green light go, and I want you to move forward, taking like 4 steps forward at a time and swiping your sword at all the enemies that are coming our way. And I have identified now who is on our side, who is not. And I'm really, really excited to be able to give you a system, to give you a structure, to give you a process on how it is that we're going to move forward and how it is that we're going to end up victorious in getting what it is that we want. At the same time, the moon is opposing, sitting across from, in the boxing ring, Mercury, who is in Cancer. Capricorn and Cancer sit across from each other in the wheel. It is the emotional security versus financial security. It is the home life versus the roles and responsibilities of our work life. It is very much karma connected to our homes and our families, and of course, our positions of authority that we've created in our reputation connected to our career. So the moon in Capricorn is our emotions and what it is that we feel karmically obligated to do as far as our roles and responsibilities and our karma goes, sitting in the ring across from Mercury in Cancer, who is very connected at this particular point to trying to intuitively think our way through some of the things that are coming up for us. And we're in a full moon. There are lots of things being illuminated for us at this time, and we have to trust that this is not a time of action. This is a time of contemplation, of reflection, and of illumination. We get a little bit of help because Neptune chimes in and reminds us of our spiritual and soul mission. This is the dream that we're actively looking to manifest in our realms. With new information and perspectives changing, we do have a different take on how it is that we're going to proceed from here. We tap into the true note at that time, reminding us of the picture that we once had, and now the tweaks, the refinements that we've had to make throughout the course of the life lessons thrown at us throughout this week, and what our new vision moving forward now looks like. The moon comes up to Pluto in the cosmos. So Pluto's in Capricorn, the moon is in Capricorn. We're getting prepared to jump into the Aquarian energy here, but the moon sitting next to Pluto is going to illuminate for us a lot of darkness. We experience a lot of shadow parts, a lot of our darker sense of self in a full moon anyways. That's what the whole point is that the moon is the bright light, the illumination in the darkness that we need to see on where it is that we need to transform some elements within us. And this essentially is going to show us where Negative Nancy and Debbie Downer need to be put in their place, where it is that we need to boss up and recognize that we have roles and responsibilities, commitments that we need to live up to here in the present moment. But we also deserve to stand in our power and honor ourselves and put forth just as much effort into our future as we are currently putting into our present moment. It makes an aspect with Venus in Virgo. This is a harmonious aspect. We're coming out of that negative Nancy, self-criticism, self-judgmental situation. We're trying to build ourselves back up. We bump into Mars. Mars is still pissed off because we can't move forward. We can't take action right now. But he also understands that the rest, the recovery that we are taking while we can't move forward is just as empowering. Just think about, when you're starting a race and everybody's like vibrating, waiting for that gun to go off, signaling go. You get those spasms in your body like, oh, is he going to shoot now? Oh, is it time to start now? And some people jump the gun, right? That's what that whole thing is about. Some people jump the gun because you're sitting there building up an energy to a go point that you become reactive within your own body because your physical body wants to stay still, but the energy inside it wants to push forward. So at least at this particular moment, Mars is recognizing, yeah, okay, I'm pissed. I can't move forward. Yes, I can't take action. But he's also super freaking happy that this little break is allowing him to map out, okay, as soon as I get the go ahead, I'm going to go cut through that guy first and bust down that wall second. And then I can zoom right across and get this guy and cut him out of the path. He's starting to be strategic. And there's a lot of empowerment by resting and recovering and realigning and revising your plan. And in this moment, the moon switches into Aquarius. Now, the moon in Aquarius is emotionally detached, but hella turned up in the mental plane. We want to realize at this point that all the restrictions, all the walls, all the obstacles, all the challenges that just got illuminated to us while the moon was in Capricorn, the moon in Aquarius is going to problem solve those. We are going to act as the observer. We're going to have a new download of inspiration, of a vision forward. We are going to be a little bit rebellious in acting out and busting ourselves out of the confines and the restrictions that we were just illuminated to. The moon makes an aspect with Jupiter, with Chiron, before going into its direct full moon energy peak. This is a lesson in where it is that I need to grow and expand my mental plane, where it is that I need to see the bigger picture, where it is that I need to recategorize my restrictions in a different way so that I can strategically come up with a solution on how it is that I'm going to bust free. Bumping into Chiron is a potential aha moment. Oh shit, I get it. I see how we're going to get through these challenges. I see how we're going to get through this next chapter. I see how I'm going to bust down the walls of restriction here. I see the plan coming together. Again, the moon is illuminating details and situations that we didn't otherwise see. And then at 11:37 p.m., again Atlantic Standard Time, the moon opposes the sun. And that is when we have our full moon. That is when it is the best time to be doing your full moon practices, your full moon activities, your full moon mantras. Again, I highly recommend you download your moon guide.